In the 9th century of BC, Mon and Kaba people exploration kingdom that including the large area of what is it now in Thailand. Okay. Much of these peoples exalted the contact with the South Asia, religion, social, political, and culture and other. Okay. Sorry. Later influence of Department of Thailand's culture and national identity. In 2nd century of BC, the Hindus late using the Hindu late stage of function in present day Cambodia and center of Thailand have close the communication contact with the India, and this base of Hindus of missionization, and so it's more of Malay's city stage control now by taker and travel and journal between the India and Indochina. It's including the present day Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam.
Types of houses in the 14 provinces of Thailand south. The most characteristic is the Thai Muslim house with its distinctly Malay features. These houses are especially common in the 4 deep south provinces of Pattani, Satun, Yala and Narathiwat, where most of the populace are Muslims of Malay ethnicity. The roofs of these houses take one of 3 forms. Hip roofs, known as Panya or Lima, are popular and influenced from colonial Dutch and English architecture that spread from Indonesia or the Malay Peninsula. The same is true of the hip gable, which is called a planar roof locally. Gable roofs are also common. This style, with its roots in Islamic art, is expressed to carve ornamental details, gable and parels, roof finials and fretwork of ventilation grillers, often painted in many colors. The posts of southern house of all sorts typically stand on column bases or tin sao, made of stone or cement placed on the ground rather than stuck into it. This protects the posts against termites and moisture during rainy season. This feature also allows the building to be relocated. Fretted wood ornament is a Malay influence characteristic of southern architecture as seen on this hip gable roof. This Thai Muslim house in Pattani province has 2 entrances and staircases, one for males and one for females, as per religious precept. A blend of central and southern style carved and fretted wood in geometric and floral design decorate the 19th century monks' houses at Wat Wang Tawanto in Nakhon Sri Tamarat. This is a front and side elevation of a Thai Muslim house in typical duplex format with a hip gable or planar roof. The veranda and its staircase are reserved for male members of the family, while the cabin at the rear houses a kitchen and second staircase for females. The house is built on multiple levels with living cabins on the highest platform. As per southern practice, no fence is built around the yard of this Muslim house on Samui Island. Posts are concrete or concrete encased wood for durability in a wet climate. Lastly, a monk's house designed to stay dry in southern rain with a hip roof of terracotta tiles, a broad carve over the veranda and a second carve projecting over the stairs, located at 1 Manmung Mu in Shankla.
From the vantage point of the traditional Thai lifestyle, with its heavy reliance on boat travel, fishing and frequent bathing, the only place better to live than next to a river is right on top of one. In a house on stilts or pontoons, these homes are comfortable and well suited to commerce given the ease of water transport. A rough house or ruin pai can be built much like a house on land, with a gable roof, low eaves and wood or bamboo panelled walls. The cabin wall facing the water, usually made of woven bamboo or corrugated iron, has hinges so it can be propped open, often to display goods for sale to passing boats. The house can be built with single, twin or three cabins, each about 4 meters by 6 meters. Rooms are used flexibility for sleeping, cooking, handicraft, production, storage and trade. Bathing is done directly in the surrounding water, so no bathroom is needed. Below the cabin is the pontoon, made of wood or bundles of bamboo, which rises or falls with the tide and floats over floods. This feature allows the house to be relocated. The tall posts that prop up the traditional Thai house allow it to be built directly over a canal, river or lake with little redesign. It is then called a Ba'an Rim Na'am, meaning house by the water. Sometimes part of the house is built over land, but it can easily be built entirely on water with a walkway leading to shore. In either case, the main entrance will face the water, usually with a covered veranda and stairs leading down into the water for ease of bathing and transfer from boats. This is a floating house BD with trade in early Rattanakosin times. And this picture shows a raft house in Utai Thani. The hinged wall propped up to open the cabin room to the water. More raft houses and waterfront post house in Utai Thani province in the heart of the central region. The posts of houses by the water need to be high enough to accommodate seasonal flooding. And the walkway of this house probably leads to a pavilion along the main waterway. And this one is the semi-traditional houses, like this in Atutaya, epitomize the style popular in central Thailand since the mid-20th century. The steep concave roof of the house on the left gives a more traditional appearance to its cabin, which is built simply of wooden planks rather than trapezoidal panels. The roof of the cabin on the right has a straight, low slope. The use of metal allows for a simpler profile than the traditional roof, which is shaped to prevent leaks through the thatch or tiles. This one is waterways of the central region are dotted with Muslim communities, marked by handsome homes like this one.
Northern Thai culture started from region named Lana. The name of the kingdom centered there from the 13th to 18th century. The largest and most refined type of Lana residence is the classic timber Kalai house, named for the V or X-shaped wooden decorations extended from D gable and peaks. Though thought to represent the horns of the water buffalo, the Kalai house, like its centered semi-cousin, is assembled from pre-carpentered wood panels on a platform or wooden stilts, with a multiple-purpose space below the cabin. D house typically gas twin cabins joined at the eaves along a rain gutter, with wooden tiles on the roof rather than ceramic. Walks on the lateral sides lean quite steeply outwards towards the roof, not inwards as in the center of the house. D roof is not steep and curved as the central version, so the slopes from the triangular pediment windows are small and placed only on the lateral walls. The better to retain heat during the cool seasons when temperatures sometimes drop close to freezing. There are 4 different types of Kalai house, which vary in size and floor plan, to include as many as 4 cabins as well as secondary terrace. Other types of northern houses are small and less luxurious than Kalai house, but share many of its basic features. The northern house most important part is the terrace and the toan, or veranda, usually built facing south for warmth. A center for family activities, entertaining guests and sometimes sleeping. The main cabin has a single room that serves as a bedroom for the whole family. Now this picture shows the terrace features as a special roof shelf or ragnam to house earthenware jars of drinking water, often to guests and a gesture to the northern hospitality. Now this picture shows a curved wooden plate called a ham yong or sacred testicles is installed over the door inside the main bedroom to ensure fertility and protect occupants from evil. This one shows the roof over a ramnam to keep the water vessels cool. The northern house is shorter than its central semi-cousin. The cabins group more closely together. This is a picture of a fine northern house. The handsome rich barn stands in the compound of an historic 19th century teak mansion called Ban So Nak in Lampang province. Before modern times, only Lana nobilities were allowed to build homes entirely out of teak, while commoners used lesser wood or bamboo walls to support by timber posts and beams. Builders of resorts and vacation homes are updating the northern style house with features such as cement posts and terrace. This house in Chiang Rai province by architect Chulanta Kitibuta was inspired by an old mansion in Lampang. A small house in the standard duplex at Chiang Mai University, traditionally the eaves of adjoining cabins are connected by a rain water gutter made from a hollowed out log, but now usually made out of metal.
As a conclusion, these Thai houses, they have very basic same design. They have the same design concept, they have the same style, and they use the same materials. For example, wood, plugwoods, plywoods, every kind of wood, including concrete for base. Yeah, and also besides that, they barely reach modernization, which is because that designs are all basically made from wood. They do not imitate our modern buildings like using concrete and all, so they stick to the age, that age they are from. And the design is also based on the environment. Have you noticed of all these pictures, there are greeneries everywhere? So their designs are basically to withstand the environment, the climate, the weather, the humidity of the air and everything. And also besides that, most of the designs also have a veranda to protect sunlight and water into the building.